This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flo's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flo's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flo retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Friday, June the 10th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today Morning News Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. In our top story, Akanni McDowall remains president of the National Union of Public Workers. In a solid show of support, the majority of the NUPW members who attended last night's special general conference at its Dalkeith Road headquarters defeated a no-confidence motion against McDowall 168 to 45 with 7 abstentions. Minutes afterwards, he told reporters he was unhappy that the very decision to oust him showed cracks in an organization whose aim was to unite.
Although I am successful tonight, I'm a bit disappointed because what I've seen here is a division in the union, and it goes against the very definition of what a union stands for. My task ahead then is to make sure that I unite as much people as possible together, bring together as much people as possible, so that we can have a strong, unified union going forward. There are many things that I want to focus on now that this night is over. I think that I can now put all of my attention in making sure that the public servants of this country receive a salary increase, and that the people who would not have been appointed in the public service receive those appointments.
Meanwhile, it has already been told by government that it cannot afford to meet its demand of a 23% hike. However, the leadership of this island's largest public sector trade union has emerged from the preliminary round of wage talks with the Francis Stewart administration, saying it was upbeat about the pay negotiations. General Secretary of the National Union of Public Workers, Roslyn Smith, told Barbados Today following a near 4-hour-long meeting with officials in the Ministry of the Civil Service at the Culloden Road St. Michael office yesterday that another round is expected later this month.
We are pleased with the preliminary discussions.
Okay. Any movement?
I'd say we're pleased with the preliminary discussions. When we meet back later this month, we will be in a better position to make any public statement.
If 23-year-old Rico Wazir Reed had heeded the advice of some in the volatile Brittonsill St. Michael community, he may still be alive today. According to Dad Roderick Reed, his son was given what could be the final warning by certain residents there not to attend Wednesday night's pleasure cruise on board the Jolly Roger. However, as fate would have it, Rico, who is the father of a 4-month-old baby boy and a professional jockey, would make his way to Wharf Road, the city, just before midnight, only to end up dead from a gunshot wound to his head. He died on the spot. In other news now, there has been a call for private sector business to follow the lead of Barbados Today and come up with creative ideas to contribute to the island's premier festival, Crop Over. This call came from Minister of Culture Stephen Lashley as he addressed the launch of the Barbados Today's Crop Over Champion competition on Wednesday evening at the Accra Beach Hotel Hastings, Christchurch.
Where we have private sector partnership and private sector participation, I think that really pleases me, because I think all of the economic models that you will review globally will tell you that government is there really to create that enabling environment. But we need more private sector initiatives. Some of them will from time to time have to be relooked and re-examined and fine-tuned. But the important thing is to have within the Crop Over experience entrepreneurial activity that is diverse enough that will help to propel some interesting dynamics.
BT Superstar competition has grown by leaps and bounds in just its second year. The competition will play a major part in the 3 major competitions, that's Pico de Crop, Soco Royale, and Junior Monarch this season, thus crowning 3 online monarchs. In sports now, Mahela Jayawardena, the former Sri Lanka captain who sits on the ICC Cricket Committee, has confirmed that a recommendation has been made to reduce the margin of umpires' call on the decision review system, or DRS, which would lead to more batsmen being given out LBW. Jayawardena, who attended the latest meeting last week after being appointed to the ICC Cricket Committee in May, revealed that the proposal is to reduce the margin by half. If the change is approved, only 25% of the ball will need to be hitting the stumps in order to overturn an on-field not-out decision instead of the current 50%.
I know that we've sat in the cricket committee last week and we decided that the 50% rule should be reduced to 25%, so that recommendation probably will go in, and it's something that the stakeholders and for the ICC to take up on.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
We're back with news of the region now. Another child's life remains in jeopardy in Trinidad and Tobago due to red tape in getting funds released from the Children's Life Fund for vital surgery. That's the fear of one family in the wake of the death 2 weeks ago of 1-year-old Naveen Parasad, whose family was awaiting correspondence from the Attorney General's office for funds to be released for his surgery by the Children's Life Fund. We have the heartbreaking story in this report.
Naveen was diagnosed at birth with a tetralogy of Fallot, a birth defect that affects the normal blood flow through the heart. The toddler had his first surgery in Colombia last year, funded by the Children's Life Fund. But because of his congenital heart defect, 2 surgeries were required.
We made an application again to the Children's Life Fund in December of 2014, and we received a call in March of 2016 giving approval for that intervention.
Doctors felt that Naveen's second surgery needed to be done within 1 year. However, the law that governs the Children's Life Fund states, Chapter 2901, where a beneficiary has received a grant under this Act, no further application shall be made on his behalf in respect of the same medical condition for a period of 2 years from the date of the grant, save in exceptional circumstances. Although his parents were approved for funding, this law, the Children's Life Fund claims, prevented them from releasing the funds.
On the international scene, the Democrats have united their forces behind Hillary Clinton, while the Republicans continue to split allegiance to Donald Trump for President of the United States. Vice President Joe Biden has now endorsed Clinton a day after President Obama did the same. Even Bernie Sanders, who has not altogether given up the fight, is pledging to do whatever it takes to prevent Trump from becoming the president.
Congratulate Hillary Clinton.
A presidential endorsement in the form of a slick campaign video released on Twitter.
Look, I know how hard this job can be. That's why I know Hillary will be so good at it. In fact, I don't think there's ever been someone so qualified to hold this office.
Unity among Democrats is what they're all looking for. And that's the picture President Obama was careful to project side by side with Senator Bernie Sanders today at the White House. But after the more than hour-long private discussion with President Obama in the Oval Office, Sanders said he's not leaving the race just yet.
I will, of course, be competing in the D.C. primary, which will be held next Tuesday. We will continue doing everything that we can to oppose the drift which currently exists toward an oligarchic form of society.
He did suggest he sees the writing on the wall.
And I will work as hard as I can to make sure that Donald Trump does not become president of the United States.
That's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.